That's what we'll be looking at today. I get asked a lot on this channel about the DJI OSMO Action 4's noise reduction and sharpness settings that you can set in the camera, and does that affect only the normal colors profile, or does it also affect the D-Log and picture profile? And that's what we'll be diving into in this video. I will approach this experiment with 4 different videos, but for each video I will have the same exposure settings. So the ISO is going to be within a range of 100 to 800. In here probably it's always going to be at 800, and my shutter speed is going to be limited from 1/100th of a second to 1/8000th of a second, and again in here it's probably going to be 1/100th of a second. Now the reason why I'm not going slower with the shutter speed is because 1/100th of a second is the minimum you want to have on an action camera in order for the electronic stabilizer to do its job properly. Otherwise your video just looks like this, shaky, muddy, and just flickering all over the place. So for action cameras, 1/100th of a second is the minimum. But for the videos, I'll approach this in 4 different ways. So first off, I will start with the normal picture profile, the normal colors, and I will set the sharpness and noise reduction to max. And then I'll do another video where I will set the noise reduction and sharpness to the minimum, so -2 and -2. Then I will repeat this process and do the same thing for the D-Log and picture profile, once with all settings set to max, and the second video with both sharpness and noise reduction set to -2. And then we'll see what the difference is between all of these 4 video clips. Now what I'm expecting is to see the D-Log and picture profile will not be affected by any internal camera noise reduction or sharpness, because typically with logarithmic picture profiles, and this is supposedly a logarithmic D-Log picture profile, the sharpness and noise reduction processing on cameras are typically bypassed. So with a log picture profile you get no in-camera processing because it's meant for color grading, and both of the videos that are going to be shot with D-Log M are also going to be color graded or color corrected with the official DJI OSMO Action 4 LUT for D-Log M picture profile. You will find the link down in the description, and while you're heading down there, hit the like button if you find this topic interesting, and if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. This is what we do here, photography and, well, camera stuff. Okay, so let's record the first video. As I said, I'm going to set the normal colors and the custom sharpness and noise reduction. So sharpness and noise reduction set to +1 and +2, and the normal colors. So let's see how this works, and I will be recording, well, you guys right over here. So let's go. Okay, for the second clip, as I said, I'm going to leave the normal picture profile and set the sharpness and noise reduction to -2, like this. Okay, confirm and do the same thing. And then while I have my noise reduction and sharpness set to -2, I'm just going to switch to the D-Log M 10-bit picture profile and record this, and then D-Log M custom +2 +1 noise reduction, and there we go. And again, the last 2 video clips are color graded using the official LUT from DJI OSMO Action 4 website. Again, link down in the description. Okay, so here I have all the 4 files in Davinci Resolve, and I've also made an extra file with a bit of a special sauce. So let's start first with this one. This is normal colors, +2 +1 sharpness, noise reduction, and the settings you can see right over here. And if I go into full screen, I just play this back and see how this looks. I mean, you can see that the noise reduction is kicking in. There's not a lot of noise, but I think there is way too much sharpening for my taste. I think things just look too, like, digitally sharpened, especially if you look at the handle over here. Now it's not, yeah, I know, it looks like a smartphone video. So let's go to the next one. This one is normal colors, but this time sharpness and noise reduction set to -2, both of them. And you can see over here on the edge that there's there's quite a lot of noise compared to what we had before. So let's look at it before. So this was with the noise reduction. It's actually doing quite a good job over here. But then if we move to the one where there's no noise reduction and no sharpening, you can see that there's quite a lot of noise, and the image is quite soft, even though this is probably not in focus because I was way too close for the focusing distance. But definitely, if I look at here at the details on the handle, this looks more, I would say, usable for post-production work. No, but like as a final result, I think it lacks some sharpness, where here with the one that has sharpness, actually, you know, it's usable for as to be a final result. So now let's go to the D-Log M without the noise reduction. So this is what I typically use. And if we go to full screen, you can see here, there's actually less noise than what we had before with the normal colors. I mean, if I go back to the normal colors, there's, yeah, way more noise over here. It's also not sharpened. I mean, this actually looks quite good. It's really, really soft. So I think it's actually softer than what we had before with the normal colors and without any sharpening. This one actually looks softer. Now let's go to the D-Log M with noise reduction and sharpness set to +2. Let's look at the edge over here. So on the edge, yeah, it's definitely cleaned up the noise. You know, I think the noise reduction actually works better with D-Log M than how it looked before with normal colors. So here you can see that there is noise on the edges on top. This is normal colors with noise reduction set to max, and it looks kind of weird. But if I go to the D-Log M color graded version, now the noise is very well controlled. Now it doesn't look that bad, to be completely honest. I mean, it's way better than what it looked like with normal colors. But for the end, I want to show you the D-Log M noise reduction, sharpness set to -2, and then returned back or added back in post-production, so in Davinci Resolve. Now you have to have Davinci Resolve Studio, so the full version, for the noise reduction to be enabled. But this is kind of the potential of what you can get. I've also lifted up the shadows and just controlled the exposure in post, so a little bit of tweaking. There's very, very little noise. I think it's actually quite the same as the camera did it, but like the overall image quality is actually really good. I mean, you can see there's pretty much no noise over here, and the sharpness, in my opinion, is just right. I mean, you can see how clean the image is. It's not flickering as before with noise reduction and sharpness added in camera. I mean, you can see it's reducing the noise, it's adding the sharpness, but it's flickering quite a lot. And without noise reduction and sharpening, you can see how much noise was actually captured. But if you do this in Davinci Resolve, well, here you can see it's pretty much cleaned up the noise, and it's really hard to beat like a full-on video editing software that has AI controlled noise reduction built into it compared to well, anything that you can get from a teeny tiny camera like this. Okay, so what are the final thoughts and the results of this teeny tiny experiment? Well, first of all, I'm quite surprised that I have noise reduction and sharpness added to a log picture profile. I was honestly expecting that there wouldn't be any difference if I had it to +2 or -2 with D-Log M, but there's definitely an improvement if you have noise reduction and sharpening with D-Log M and the official LUT for DJI OSMO Action 4 compared to normal colors with denoising and sharpness. So if you don't have a software like Davinci Resolve where you can denoise and sharpen in post, well, then using the sharpness and noise reduction in camera with D-Log M kind of makes sense. But on the other hand, if you don't have a dedicated video editing software, then you probably won't be able to use the LUT, color conversion. So yeah, I mean, honestly, I think the best way to go if you don't want to do any editing is to use the normal colors and just use the default setting for the sharpness and noise reduction. I think it's just the right amount, and I think it works quite well from previous experiences. But as I said, I use this exclusively with D-Log M, and if I have noise, I reduce it in post-production with Davinci Resolve Studio, so the full version, and I'm always sharpening my videos in post-production anyway. So yeah, I mean, I hope you guys got something from this. Let me know down below if you have any further questions or comments, and if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing and hit the like button. It really helps me as a content creator, and this video will be promoted more this way. Thanks a lot, and if you want to stay on the channel, stick around with one of these two videos. Bye bye.